Hello everyone. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. It would really help the channel out quite a bit. Thank you very much. Hello Graveyard Talkers, and welcome to another episode of Graveyard Talking. My name's Randy, and here we are again today at another stop in Gettysburg battlefield. And behind me is the monument for New York 57th Brigade, I think, or Infantry. 57th Infantry, is that right, Lee?
Yes, New York.
Out of New York. And behind that, and the trees that you see, and all around me in 360 degrees is what they call the wheat field. On the wheat field, this is where the car's coming by here, so I'm going to stop momentarily when it gets close. And on the wheat field is where the North and the South got together, met each other in the battlefield, and somewhere between 6,000 and 7,000 Union and Confederate soldiers combined died. And if I'm right, somebody said you couldn't take a step without stepping on a man. So we're going to do a spirit session here. It's getting close to dusk. And then after dusk hits and it gets dark a little bit, we're going to stay right here. We might move just a little bit, but we're going to stay right here. Maybe we'll move behind the car or something. And we're going to take a, do another session of another part of the battlefield. So here behind me where these trees are, this actually goes up, and the rest of this during the time over here was water, but this is where there's a picture down here, and it's where they show the battle happening here and to my right up through this hill. So with that, we're going to do a session here. So to all the spirits that are here, my name's Randy. Leanne's over here to my left, and Topa's sitting here looking at some squirrels. We're here to talk to you, to get your story, to tell us what happened here, tell us what you want us to know, and tell us what it was like to be behind me on this knoll in battle with the North and or the South. We want to hear the spirits from the soldiers on both the North, from the North and the South. So with that, we'll start the session. Again, my name is Randy. We mean you no harm, and we'd really love to hear your story.
This is Humble.
This is Humble, and we're sorry. So, is it humbling that we're trying to talk to you? Is that what's humble to you?
And something. Well.
All right, to the spirit who said, we're sorry. What are you sorry about?
What do you mean?
All right, really low. As soon as I turned it on, I heard falling or were falling or something like that. Are you sorry because you fell in battle?
No, it's a great
A lot the last couple of days that we've been here, ghosts have come out. Now, of course, to the spirits who are here, you can make yourself known. We're hearing a lot of noise in the woods behind us and all around us. But I still hear the birds chirping. We still see the rabbits jumping, so we know your presence are not materialized. But feel free. Feel free to give us a sign to let us know that you are here. All right, for those of you who have been following me long enough, you know my sister Jess said, hey, Rand, I don't think she's going to stop bothering me. I think she's going to keep on hounding me until I get to her gravesite. I don't know when that's going to be. I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm not looking forward to it. She's buried within 50 feet of my mother, and that's going to be a tough time for me. Not for the reasons you think. But anyways, so to those spirits who fought here on the battle, I believe it was July the 2nd. It might have been the 3rd. I apologize for not knowing the exact date. What day was it? Was it July 2nd or July 3rd?
Yep.
I didn't hear clear. Whether it was the July the 2nd or July the 3rd. Something's telling me it's the 2nd. But to those soldiers here who fell, what would you like to say to your comrades that carried on the battle?
I'd like to be
So I did hear I would like to please you, and I waited a little bit longer to turn the box off because I had a car go by me. I'm sure you heard it. So to the spirit who said I would like to please you, are you worried that maybe you let your comrades down because you fell in battle? I would just like to dream. Are you not resting in peace here on the battlefield? If your remains are still here, obviously your soul is still here, your spirit is still here. Are you not resting in peace? So one thing that I've noticed since I said that the spirits could materialize themselves here is it's dusk, it's getting dusk, getting early evening. So the birds are chirping like crazy, but they're quieted down quite a bit. And as you know, as they hear humans come by, that they will stop chirping until the presence of a human is gone. Is there somebody walking these grounds near me right now? Is there a spirit near us right now? And I just got the chills.
No.
Spirit, he said no. So you are not, the spirit said no, he is not walking by me?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so where is the spirit at? To the spirit who is walking by me, where are you? Highway. Very close. Very close where? Now I got goosebumps all over. Very close where? I'm with you. So are you standing by me or are you standing by Leanne?
Yep.
Yep.
What
All right, to the spirit that is standing by me and Leanne, can you tell me your rank and can you tell me your name, please?
The image. Good. I'm
Okay, so the only thing I pulled out of that was rosemary and damage. You're probably referring to the fact that maybe your physical body is damaged, that you were hurt, or maybe you don't look pretty. Hold on to her thing. There you go. Or maybe you don't look pretty. Had a squirrel walk about 15 feet in front of Topa. But that's okay. That's okay. We're all right with that. Where are you? Or let's go back because we know you're right here. What is your rank and what is your name? Okay, I heard Virginia. So, are you a Confederate troop?
What are you there?
And there was my sister trying to get my attention. I'm going to cut it here for just a second, and then we're going to start back up because Topa is wanting this. Oh, there he is. So going up the tree. So let me try to see. Is that my sister Debbie who is trying to get my attention? Nope.
No.
Okay, and we'll see what was said. I heard nope a couple of times in there, so I don't know. So we'll see what came through. So to the Virginia Confederate officer, can you give me your rank and can you give me your name, please?
30.
Now, believe it or not, you can hear the vehicles going by. We sat on this road for a good half an hour, 45 minutes. I think maybe one vehicle went by. And now there's like a parade going by. All right, so what I did here and there is I don't want to. Why don't you want to give me your name and your rank? It would really help that we could connect and communicate. Okay, so you wanted to come over here and be by us, and you wanted to stand here with us, but I don't understand why you don't want to talk to us. You'd like to. Well, you can. We can start off, my name is Randy, we can start off by your name. Art. So did I hear correctly? Is your first name Art? Actually different. So if it's actually different, Art is like Arthur and Art is your name that everybody calls you?
That's just
Okay, so we'll go with Art. We're fine with that. Art, can you tell me, you were in the Confederate Army. Can you tell me, I'm assuming you were in the Confederate Army. Can you tell me your unit? Were you an officer? Art, were you an officer? Third Division. So you were from Virginia and you were in the 3rd Division. Were you infantry? Were you cavalry? I don't know much about the Confederate makeup. Heard historical walk-through. Are you referring to this place as now a historical park that people come to? And what do you think about that? What do you think about this becoming a place, since right after the Civil War, that people come to remember those fallen, not just on the Union side, but on the Confederate side as well? You all, my opinion, I know it doesn't hold with some, but my opinion, we were all Americans. We are all Americans. We are all part of the same country, even though it was your states succeeded. Did you feel let down by the fact that you were not able to succeed from the Union? Let me just say that you weren't able to peacefully succeed from the Union. Well, Art, let me ask you a question. I'll ask you once again, what was your rank in the Confederate Army? Okay, so that was Hey Ran again, but every time I seem to ask Art that question or something similar to it, I get the same spirit come through, which I still believe is my sister. Maybe that's her way of telling me, change the subject. So let's do this. Art, were you proud? I know you were proud to be a Virginian because you said you were in the Virginian Army. And we do things a little bit different here in 2024 when we go into the service. We go into service for the nation, not necessarily for the state. Were you proud to be an American?
Exactly.
Exactly. Something. Exactly. So you were proud to be an American, and then there's no doubt that you were proud to be a Virginian. I might go back if I'm given the chance. So are you meaning your spirit? Is your body still here? Is your physical body still here at Gettysburg? Just part of it. Okay. So I guess that's kind of weird that you would know that. Do you want your remains taken back to Virginia then? Or are some of them in Virginia? All righty. Art, can you tell me what caused you to fall and die on the battlefield? What happened to you? I heard I fell and I heard musket. So are you saying, Art, that you were shot? So I heard, sounded like back and then in the water or something about water. Now what I do know is that over this way, let me get my arm here, over this way, which would be from me, which would be probably about 10:30 on the clock, there was water. According to the battlefield that we're looking at, the picture we were looking at, there was all kinds of water here. I don't know what's called the wheat field. Maybe it was a farmer's field. I don't know. So Art, were you shot and then you fell into the water? Something that might have gave it an affirmative, and that Art said, but, or another spirit said, but they moved them. Who moved Art's body? Alrighty, so I did have to stop the video. There was a car here. People want to know about the channel. A lot of people are interested about the channel, been promoting the channel while we're here. So if you like what I'm doing here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and please, please, please comment on the channel. I can't make this channel any better without you. So while it's only been a few seconds for you, it's probably been about 20 minutes for us. And we were talking to Art, which was a soldier in the Confederate Army from Virginia, the Virginian Army, probably from the Army of Northern Virginia. We didn't get much on his rank. We didn't get much on what part of Virginia. So let's see if Art, are you still here wanting to talk to myself and Leanne? Art, pick one. What's the number? But that's not Art. Art, you were in the Army. You were in the Army of Virginia. You're from Virginia. Were you in the Army of Northern Virginia? As I said before, I don't know much about the makeup of the Confederate Army. Art, are you still with us? And I apologize, Art, for having to break, but people are very interested in this. All right, so the last question I did ask Art, and if he doesn't come back, we'll see if there's anyone else who wants to talk, is I asked him, he said that his body was partially here. So part of it was here and part of it was not. And that children moved his body. Art, where is your body parts at? Are they in the cemetery here? Are they still on the battlefield? Were some of them taken to Virginia? Thanks for chicken. So that would have to be Michael. Michael, are you here with us today and can you help us? Go for it. So, all right, Art, I'm going to assume you do not want to talk anymore? Then, Art, I'm going to move on to another spirit if there's another spirit that wants to talk. Something about the trees. Mike said something about the trees. What about the trees? Do we have a spirit in the trees near us? Is there a spirit in the trees near us here, or in back of the camera? There's a tree line in back of the camera. Is there a spirit here with us roaming the tree line?
What?
Did you hear Leanne? All right, so is there a spirit roaming the tree lines here? Or, well, let me tell you what, if you want to walk up to Leanne and touch her, Leanne loves to be touched. So go, no, so go ahead. It's all right. You have Leanne's permission. They have your permission, Leanne?
Yes.
So Leanne says they have your permission. If you'd like to touch her, let her know that you're here behind her, because I heard somebody say Leanne. Go ahead and do it. Just remember, she's okay with it, but she does not want to be harmed. The last spirit who touched her actually pinched her. We don't want her pinched, but if you want to touch her, go ahead and touch her. Let her know you're there.
Looking up people.
I heard looking over. Looking over. So are you looking over her? Are you standing behind her looking over her? Or are you standing in front of her? Oh, I heard that one loud and clear. I heard that one loud and clear. Now, to the spirit, what is your name that just said that? That was nasty.
God.
I thought so.
Well, I heard Ted, but I also heard... Alrighty, so what we got ourselves a little raunchy spirit here. I would ask you to speak with a little respect if you would. Leanne is not the woman of the day of the 1860s, but we still in the 2024 respect women. And we, for the most part, women may be equal to men, but we still treat them different. So I would ask, if you do want to talk to Leanne, that you would use the language that you would use to your mother, please.
A choice.
So in there, I heard Art made a choice. Now, what's that, Leanne?
Oh, something's moving over in those trees. Oh, I got GBGBs from hell.
All right, so Leanne thinks she sees something moving in the trees. So Leanne said something is moving. Something is moving in the trees. Do we have a spirit that is behind me moving in the trees? It's possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up and I'm going to move so we have a clear shot behind me. And Leanne's going to point. So what I see back there is a pile. Let me get to where Leanne was sitting.
Over here in this corner. I was leaving
Yep, yep. I see a pile of the fence line that was here. And to the spirit that is in the tree line, would you like to identify yourself? Did you just see something flash? I see, yeah. So I seen something white. Now, from where you guys are sitting, it would be to the right of the monument, right at the edge of the line. I'll put an arrow if I can see it or what, but it's about 15 feet behind the first fence post that you see there. This it would be the second or the third. So for the spirit that is in the tree line, it's okay. We're a little apprehensive, but I just want to tell you it's okay that you're there. We won't hurt you. We don't want you to hurt us, but we would like to let you know it's okay that you can talk to us. Would you give us some type of sign? Would you move some trees, some branches, which would be about waist high or so that we would know exactly where you are?
Move it.
All right, so I think bringing attention to him probably made him leave. I did see something move. I got not a white flash like a light flash, but like something white moved about chest high. And let me move behind the camera. You guys would not have seen it because from your view, it's right behind the monument. So to the spirit that was behind us, if you're leaving, we appreciate you coming up and showing yourself, making yourself visible to Lee because she would have been in your line of sight. And if you like, you may leave and you may go in peace. All right, so do we have any other spirits who would like to talk to us before we wrap this up here at the wheat field? We're going to be doing a nice night session from right here at the wheat field. Are there any other spirits who would like to talk to me or like to talk to Leanne? I did hear something about Art, came back for a few seconds in there. Art, if you're here, we're more than willing to listen to you. And I did hear when the other car was here, was not recorded, but I was showing him how the spirit box was working, and I tried to contact Art, and I asked Art if he would like to talk to us, and he said, "What's the point?" So I'm thinking Art got a little upset because the spirit session was interrupted, and you and I, we all know that it is very difficult for the spirits to talk to us. It takes a lot of their energy. So Art, I want to apologize for the break, but unfortunately sometimes that's what happens. Okay, you could have something, and then there was a bunch of talking afterwards, so we'll have to see if that was Art that came back in. Are there any other spirits before we call this session, wrap this session up, call an end to it? Are there any other spirits who would like to make themselves known or would like to say something to myself or Leanne? Heaven, the spirit. So something about heaven and something about the spirit. So, and we know that, I believe that being a spirit is only a stop-off point to go into heaven. And I don't know if you can travel back and forth between heaven and the spirit, or whether you can do it at the same time. I don't know. No one has really ever given me that answer. So with that, I'm going to let the spirit box go. I got somebody coming down the hill here, and I'm sure they're going to stop and ask what we're doing. So about 5 times today, I told them graveyardtalkers.com. So I mean, graveyard.com. There's no .com. Graveyard Talkers on YouTube, and they all say they'll go to it. And I said, okay, well, if you do, let me know it was you. Stop by and said hi to me, because I'd be curious how many people we talked to today will come up to the site. So I'm going to let the spirit box run for about a minute, and then we're going to come back and see if there's anyone else after that who would like to talk. So with that, I'm going to turn the spirit box on for 1 minute. It's your show. To the spirits, it's your show. You can say whatever you want to say. I won't interrupt you, and I'll listen to it as I make this tape ready for everyone in the world to listen to.
What are you
I'm getting
in there?
door.
You know,
So
Yeah.
where?
No. Well,
Just
I'm getting
take
Okay, so take control would probably be take control of the battlefield. You know what? It probably was won by the Union, but I don't know. We'll have to look it up, but I'm sure this was probably won by the Union, because I believe they won most of the major battles on the second day and the third day. And the first day, they just lost their ass. So for the last time, Leanne and I would like to thank you, spirits, for coming here. Art, again, our apology to you, to the spirit that was behind me that Leanne could see. And to all the other spirits that are in this area, Lee and I sincerely hope that you rest in peace and that you find comfort in being here. And to Art, I'm sorry, part of your body's here and part of your body is elsewhere. And so with that, I'm going to turn it on for one last time. If anyone has anything they'd like to say, except for the spirit who was talking nasty to Leanne and what he wanted to do to her, we want to hear from you.
Yeah. So, and
Chicken serving. So I guess Mike's sitting down to eat. Alrighty. So from all the spirits, we want to thank you. For those of you watching this, as I always say, what I have to say is not important. What they say, what the spirits here at the Gettysburg battleground is important. What Art was saying is important. And even the little guy that was, I think the guy that was in the woods was the one that was talking to Leanne and talking nasty to her. Even what he has to say was important because it lets us know what it was like for them in the time when they were here. So with that, I want to thank everybody for joining me. Please, if you like what I'm doing, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and please subscribe. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.